Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to CRN. Here tonight we have the Midnight Racing League back out here on the track. It is playoff race number 1 from Michigan International Speedway. So these drivers went from, I believe it was, I can't even remember what race was last week already. It's been a long week. But they went from one race to this one here tonight, and man, oh man, is it going to be a fun one. We're here at Brooklyn, New York, as everybody's going to be able to do what they need to do. Obviously, playoff racing is going to be a little bit differently than regular season racing. This week, obviously, there's going to be enough lanes to make it 3, 4, even possibly 5 wide out here on the racetrack. We're going to get it all up here and seeing what these drivers can do. As you can see here, I have the weather and everything up here for the race here tonight. Michigan 2-mile racetrack. Air temp is going to be 78. Track temp is going to be 78 degrees as well, with a partly cloudy wind with a 2-mile-an-hour wind that honestly is going to affect your truck a lot more differently than what you think. I've ran a couple of practice laps in the session. You can go full throttle if you need to. Obviously, just because you can go full throttle does not mean you have to, though. So, with that being said, I can't wait to see what happens here tonight. Obviously, everybody's going to be jonesing at the bit to get the first win of the playoffs here tonight, but it's definitely going to be a tall task. I mean, you have the superstar of Connor Leach, you have Seth Heyman, you have Dakota Dennis, you got David Rydell, you got Colton, what is his last name? I don't want to call him Hunt. Ward. Colton Ward. You got all these top hitters here going to try and maximize their efforts to get that first playoff victory of the week. And then next week, obviously, starting off a new week for their second race of the playoffs. Also, want to send out a big shout out to everybody that has been affected by these recent storms circling the Midwest. My city and state was affected, but not to the extent of as some other cities and states as well. So, from the Sierra Ed crew, hopefully everybody out there is staying safe in this trying times of the April showers, bring May flowers, with tornadoes in effect of all over the Midwest. I know my city of Fort Wayne got hit with one on the north side of town. I live on the east side, so definitely not a fun feeling having that happen out here, but you get a nice little general area of this racetrack, as you can see, kind of as these drivers are going around doing some qualifying here. Another thing to note with this is if these drivers do not qualify, they have to serve a drive-through penalty on lap number 1 under green. So qualifying is definitely going to be big here, as you may never know what may happen. Another thing to note, though, was when I was doing my laps out there with the drivers, you could only go 25 laps on a tank of fuel. So 70% of the fuel goes into the truck instead of the full 100%. So instead of getting the 18.7 gallons of fuel that you normally would have, you're going to have roughly about 13 gallons. So pit stops are going to be a lot here tonight. I want to thank everybody out there who is following along with the CRN crew here on this beautiful Saturday morning. As not a lot to go by here, as you see there, everybody doing their laps right now. Going to go jump on board with Mark Cochran, the number 93 machine. as he runs the inside, but Colton Ward is going to be the fastest person out on the racetrack as of right now. Nicholas Bass sitting at P at number 2. As he got his 2 laps on in. Of course, drivers taking 10 minutes to get those time slips on in and to see what they can do out there on the racetrack. CJ Papa, the first winner of the Super Speedway League here on the Midnight Racing League, as they'll go to Atlanta in the ARCA car tomorrow morning. CJ Papa coming around to take his lap number 2. See if he can improve on that 39.7, his second lap. Going to be a little bit faster with a 39.499. Good enough to put that number 13 machine up to P number 6. As we're actually going to look and see inside the Discord. See if we just can't find Mr. CJ Papa. Get him on up here into the broadcast booth. And have him be our in-race reporter. But as that's going on, Connor Leach, the Lonely Canadian, in the Skunk Works number 71 Toyota Tundra, coming around to take lap number 1. I'm going to rip the wall on this outlap. Get all the way down by that white line. And then second lap, or the first lap, obviously going to be bottom. And then when you come back across the start-finish line, you're going to be down below the apron. As you can see there, nice, high, wide, and handsome arc. All the way back down towards the bottom of the track. See what lap number 1 entails. As lap number 1 is going to be good enough for P number 5. Coming around to take lap number 2. Oh, he's not going to do a lap number 2. He's going to just make it a 1 lap dash. Garrett Barber just got done with his. Rick DeWeese in the 00. Coming around to take lap number 2. Let's see what he can do on lap number 2. Bringing that 00 machine all the way back up to P number 16 in Justin Ellicott. And the number 84 Lowe's Twitch streaming machine coming around to take his first of 2 laps. We're right to the wall. And that's one thing that I will say, with running as many open setups as I've figured out that, running the wall is not the best thing. Especially with the new aero package, with the wall being a lot of aero. Basically right where Justin's at, running on the backstretch. This is where you kind of want to be at You don't want to be right up next to the wall. You want to be down a little bit from the wall. You want to make sure you get that nice, even flow. Get up too close to the wall is going to kill your momentum going down the back stretch, front stretch, and into the corners. First lap for the number 84 is going to be a 39.440 for the number 84. Qualifying is done as all the drivers were able to make their way around this 2-mile racetrack. Qualifying done and out of the way. Look here and see if, believe, Dover. It was Dover last week. That's what it was. I knew it started with a D, but couldn't remember which one it was. But Dover last week, beautiful bit of racing from everybody at the Monster Mile. As qualifying wrapping up here, gonna get some people a little bit negated back to where they need to be. Get a little drivers meeting going on as well, and get ready for 80 laps of high, wide, and handsome. Like I said, 3, 4, even possibly 5 wide into the corners and the front straights. It's going to be dicey all 80 laps here at Michigan. No fast repairs for these drivers. As getting ready to come on out to the grid, going to go ahead and roll down our grid for tonight's race. And P number 1 is going to be the number 18 of Colton Ward. Second is going to be Shane Haar. Third is going to be Nicholas Bass. Fourth is Justin Malakar. Fifth, Mark Cochran. Sixth, Connor Leash. Seventh, Tyler Henry. Eighth, CJ Papa. Ninth, Reginald Harris. 10th, Seth Heyman. 11th is going to be Aaron Stanton. 12th, Devin Hernandez. 13th, Derek Anderline. 14th, Garrett Barber. 15th, David Rydell. 16th is going to be Jeremy Rafasian. 17th, Rick DeWeese. 18th, Zeb Johnson. 19th, Dakota Dennis. 20th, Jamie DeVoe. 21st is going to be Tyler Stevenson. 22nd is going to be Frank Chavez. 23rd is going to be Trevor Harmson. 24th is going to be Kevin Winker. 25th is going to be Gordon. In running out your 25-car field is going to be Gordon Glidewell. So 25 cars making or answering the call. And then you see me down there in 26th, obviously not racing, but just out there running some laps. Waiting on all the drivers to get in line and get these pace laps going underway. As we're going to go ahead and watch these drivers come out of pit lane. Formation lap here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Beautiful little digger cam. All the drivers going on around turns number 1 and 2. all these beautiful trucks going hard by. Not sure what happened to Derek Enderline, but he is not going to be able to start the race here tonight. Having some issues here, but nonetheless, Barty's got the green flag, the 18 in the 26. Back at it again here for the first time in Michigan. Green flag racing down to turn number 1 and 2. Side by side, getting through the gears. Everybody trying to get to where they need to be. Through the turns. There we go, fading out to 3 wide already. Did not take very long for all these drivers to figure out where they wanted to be with the clean air. One car bouncing off the truck, bouncing off the wall, and still making it the way that it needs to be. Derek Enderline having some connection issues towards the back. Not going to be able to be there. There you have it. Everybody fading out, trying to get the clean air where they need to be, but it's going to be Colton Ward leading the first lap here at Michigan. Shane Harm, the number 7, has just Malachar all over his back bumper. It's kind of like Talladega bump drafting out here. There they go down to turns number 1 and 2. Justin looking down to the inside for the race lead. Not going to be able to be there. He's going to slide back up behind the number 7. But behind them is going to be a gaggle of cars. Seth Heyman, the number 30. X-Side Batteries machine trying to make something happen. And here comes Aaron Stanton looking to make it 4 wide. They are 4 wide right behind him. Aaron Stanton right smack dab in the middle. He's going to be looking to make this through. Doesn't want to get any damage from it, but David Rydell, Go Grease Lightning, on his outside. And then that's quick, number 60, trying to give him a little bit of side draft to keep him on back. But not going to be able to work almost, but they were able to get clear coming off turn number 2. Looked like the 60 was trying to make a move. The hole closed. He went back down the racetrack, had to lift a little bit to keep out of the number 27. He's going to end up losing 1 spot, but this is where the biggest battles of the racetrack are right now. Zeb Johnson looking to make it 4 wide on the number 16 machine. Not able to do it. So now there's 2 by 2. Mark Cochran and the number 27 doing a battle here on lap number 2. So far, so good. Everybody just trying to find their way around this giant 2-mile racetrack. Zeb Johnson looking to go down to the inside. Almost got into the rear end of David Rydell, but he was able to get by squeaky clean. Is riding down below the apron. There's David Rydell in the number 60 machine. He's going to lose 3 spots instead of 1. He's got the number 30 on his outside. And, a little bit of looseness from Cochran. We got a spin right in front of him. Caution flag is going to be out here tonight for the first time. Going to go ahead and slow this on down. It's going to happen with... where's his... Mark Cochran. You'll see him get a little bit loose. When he gets loose, that's pretty much all she wrote, because he's going to get loose, come up in front of David Rydell. David Rydell, nowhere to go, obviously. He's got CJ Papa on his outside. He's got Zeb down on his inside. CJ Papa able to get around fairly quickly. Hardlick for the number 60 machine, hard of the outside wall, loses both quarter panels. The 44 getting involved, just an innocent bystander as well. And man, oh man, Ness quick. You gotta be quicker than that. Go Grease Lightning said no, Grease Lightning. Is 2 really fast cars. Well, trucks. injured in the line of duty. But if anybody from the CRN watch crew or anything like that wants any signed memorabilia, David Rydell's got both of those quarter panels down in his pit right now with his autograph on them. And all he's charging is a mere little $5 for a little bit of history here at Michigan International Speedway. Pit road's going to be open this time by. We got a couple takers. The 52 looks like, yeah, the 52 of Nicholas Bass and the number 71 of Connor Leach going down into pit lane as well. David Rydell in that number 60 machine. Obviously, he's going to be down some aero. He's going to take his number 60 down into pit lane, get that rear end fixed. Everybody else that was kind of involved in that little skirmish there on lap number 6 is going to be down in the pit lane this time by. Tyler Stevenson in the number 5 Team Watson Racing setups, showing number 51 on the television, but still I'm going to see what this driver can do, getting himself back up towards the front. So David Rydell, the only one in pit lane, is, I believe this extensive repair is going to take some time. Not going to be able to see the number 60 machine come out with everybody else. His night may be done, as normally with a new update for the truck, the one message that every iRacer does not want to see come up across the screen as soon as you get into pit lane: too much damage, we're done. And with a fast repair, that is something that you don't want to see. Is we're going to go ahead and go to a rear chase. There you see it, the heavy extensive damage on that number 60 machine. This David Rydell already got out of the car and is going and getting an ice cream. And he got some ice cream from the pit stay. And he's just going to sit there and get that damage repaired. But it's going to be Shane Haar and Justin Melicar going to lead these drivers to the green flag. While we were watching all that go on towards the back, these two started P2 and P4 were able to get around Colton Ward and take over P number 1 and 2. Laps out of 80. Pace lights on the pace truck gonna be out this time. He's gonna drop down into pit lane. Flag is back on out. 7 of Shane Haar getting a really good restart on the field. Going to cap him by about 2 truck lengths. But at Michigan, that's not really what you want to have. As already, here comes Colton Ward down to the inside. Try to make something happen. He's going to be right on the back bumper of that number 7. Going to get up in front of the number 84. Doesn't want to have the bleeding go deeper than what he wants to be. Is Justin going to come down to the inside, make his move, take over P number 2. Colton Ward's going to lose a couple of positions there. Not sure if the 84 or the 18 got together or not, but now they're 3 wide. CJ Papa right in the middle. 12, 13, 18. Looks like the 30 is going to try to make a 4 wide. They're 3 wide behind them. The 12, the 00, and the 30. Don't count out the number 86. as he's going to try to come into play as the number 96, actually. Excuse me. The number 96 of Tyler Henry. Try to make his way up here and get a little bit of that battle. As we had a car loose. He's still loose. Rick DeWeese going to go all the way back. And oh man, heavy contact with Kevin Winker. Going to go ahead and go back to a quick CRN replay. And you see, well, we're going to have to rewind this just a little bit. Give me 1 second. Is going to turns number 3 and 4. And before we even get to turns number 3 and 4, they're already kind of loose. As you can see there, oh yeah, he's got some rear end damage already. That truck is already going to be as loose as it can possibly be. And there he goes, getting a little bit loose in front of Zeb Johnson. Zeb's going to get the right rear. I'm going to send the 00 on around. Zeb's going to be able to get clear. He's going to wall tap it, though. Rick DeWeese still on the throttle. Was trying to steer out of it, just not able to do it, and then got hit plumb smack dab in the door by the number 42 of Kevin Winker. In these two, man, oh man, not having a great race start to the playoffs. As you see there, Kevin Winker having some issues with his number 42. He's got a lot of damage onto that number 42 machine now, as you see there. The Acetec Sim Sports number 23 getting that fuel stop on in, taking tires. We'll go ahead and get himself on out, as we're 12 laps in out of this 80 lap race. Jamie DeVoe in the number 01 Race Yes car is going to be your race leader, followed by Aaron Stanton in the number 27. Third is going to be Connor Leach. Fourth, Justin Malakar. Fifth is going to be the number 7 of Shane Haar. Sixth is going to be Zeb Johnson. Seventh is going to be Colton Ward. Eighth, Seth Heyman. Ninth is going to be Tyler Stevenson. 10th is going to be Reginald Harris. 11th, Trevor Harmson. 12th is going to be Dakota Dennis. 13th, CJ Papa. 14th, Tyler Henry. 15th, Devin Hernandez. 16th, Gordon Glidewell. 17th, Frank Chavez. 18th, Mark Cochran. 19th is going to be, well, now 18th is going to be Jeremy Rafajian. 19th is going to be Nicholas Bath. 20th is going to be Garrett Barber. 22nd is going to be Derek Anderline. Is Winker still in pit lane, along with the number 60 machine, as it looks like his damage is not really getting fit. I'm surprised his damage hasn't been fixed completely. But nonetheless, it's going to be these two drivers setting off the pace. The 01 and the 71 going to do match up this time by. It's going to get a little bit spicy this time, or these drivers going to be able to get the long green flag run. We had it in the Dover race, I believe we can get it done here at Michigan. Pace car down into pit lane this time by Coming up to the Geico restart zone, a green flag is back out here tonight. 30. Trying to get a really good jump, staying on the back bumper of that number 12 machine. Not able to do so. He's going to give a little bit of a gap, get a little bit of a run, see where he can take it. So far, the 01 able to get out to a single car pack. Clean air is going to be your best friend here, so everybody's going to want to try to jump for that position. Carter Leach doing a little bit of defensive driving for the number 7 machine up there in the top line. We're going to go down low with Justin Malakar. He does. 71 on his outside. Here he comes. 3 wide behind him. Might even make it 4 wide if the number 12 can get there. Zeb Johnson going to go ahead and fall back in line. Got a little bit of front left damage you can see there. Quarter panel is a little bit crinkled, but does not seem to be affecting him whatsoever. We go to a beautiful back stretch camera, having all these beautiful trucks fly on by. Looking a little bit more tame than they were just a moment ago. There they go, in through turns number 3 and 4. The top, like 12. Top 10, actually. Within a button of each other. CJ Papa. They were 4 wide, got it back down to 3 wide. CJ Papa coming off a race win last week. Going to see if he can do it again here tonight. 16 laps in out of 80. So almost a quarter of the way done. Again, these drivers can go approximately 25 laps on a tank of fuel. So pit stops going to be a thing as a 5. Getting into the outside wall, almost coming down and door slamming the number 13, but able to keep it off of him. The TWRS machine falling backwards, not the way that he wants it to go. Is big contact, Jamie DeWeese, or Jamie DeVoe, hard of the outside wall. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this right where it's at because it's gonna happen with the number 01, Jamie DeVoe. Gonna get with the, see if we have a good camera angle here. Gonna go ahead with the TV3 camera. You're gonna see him. He's gonna, I don't know if he gets loose coming out of the corner or what, but he goes up to the outside wall. He's gonna smack it. And then he's gonna come on down. Let's see if this actually catches all of it. Yeah, you see it there. He's going to smack the wall coming off the corner. He's going to come down, smack the 7 of Shane Har. Go back up, collect the number 84. All 4 wheels off the ground. 84 is going to keep it stuffed in the outside wall. And these are the only 2 drivers that are going to be collected here tonight into that wreck. As good peripheral driving from all the other drivers to miss that wreck is everybody going to go back down into pit lane, and this time by is the 30. A little bit of a late entry there, could have got himself turned, but he was able to do everything that he needed to do. Kevin Winker able to get one of those laps back here tonight. While we have some time, Gonna go ahead and grab the number 60. That's going to be David Rydell. David, if you're out there, is Dylan in the broadcast booth? You got a copy. All right, buddy. I know, obviously, not the start that you wanted to have to this race. Nobody does. But did you have the dreaded message from iRacing saying too much damage was done? I was wondering, because I seen it, and then I didn't see your truck getting fixed. I was like, oh, man. I wanted to see the number 60 back out there. I'm honestly surprised they gave you that message. The truck didn't look that bad, from what I was seeing. Other than Indianapolis, Michigan will be my track as well. So I mean, it's a little bit shorter of a distance between me and Indianapolis. Obviously, Indy's 2 hours away. Brooklyn, Michigan is about an hour. So I mean, I guess I got two big home tracks right then and there. But you got two really good tracks. It is your home tracks that you could say. But, you know, obviously, it still sucks. I mean, you're 13, you're essentially out of the race. I mean, you only got to run 4 laps. Yeah, that's, man. I don't know how I would be handling that, considering, you know, it's still a long race. People didn't really need to be that aggressive there. Oh yeah, well, so far they've been doing fairly well getting all the track position that they need. And keeping the front end nose clean as well. Had the 5 get up in the outside wall just a few little bit of times, almost smack the number 13 to CJ Papa, but able to keep it clean. But still going to be a good race here. Hopefully those two can bring it on back home for the teammate of David. But, David, we're going to go ahead and set you on down there so that you can be with your teammates. And hopefully we're going to talk to the team before the race. We got him back down there with his team. And so far, the 7 of Shane Haar. Putting a little bit of a distance on the number 13 of CJ Papa. CJ. In the 1-3 speed at number 13, looking down to the inside. He wants the lead, he wants more, but give it to the number 7 of that lap. CJ looking for the lead. He's going to be clear down in turn number 1 and 2. CJ Papa, new race leader. Number 13 to the Ford F-150, doing what he needs to do to get there and to take the lead. As there is another yellow flag here tonight. Looks like a lot of drivers towards the back. Is maybe around the Dakota Dennis area. We're going to see what happens here. Oh, the 25 looks to be a little loose. He might get a little tag for the number 93. No. Oh, the 25 up into the number 19. 19. Hopefully the OnlyFans account repairs most of this damage, because, man, rear end to the outside wall. He locks him down. Smart decision. Doesn't want to come back down in front of the field. He's going to go ahead and lock it on down. Slowly get that truck on a rolling. And that is going to bring out the next caution flag here tonight. Definitely not what a lot of these people want to see. As everybody wants to see this race go green. except for the top 4. So Aaron Stanton going to go ahead and take over the race lead. CJ Papa getting that 5 extra bonus points for leading the lap. But it's going to be Aaron Stanton bringing these drivers back to the green flag. So far, so good. For most of these drivers that have the 0x and a clean truck, other drivers not so much. As you see in there, David Rydell out on lap number 6. Not the start to the playoffs that he wanted to see. As you heard him sit there and say, he was one of the more aggressive people. Just trying to get himself. Nonetheless, still able to get himself up there towards the front. Aaron Stanton, Seth Heyman, side by side. Who's going to get the early jump? It's going to be the number 27. But can he hold it for a full lap? Caution flag back out on the racetrack. Going to delay the green. Obviously somebody not where they need to be. Going to stack them back on up. Pace truck coming back out for a second time. And these drivers are going to do what they need to do to get themselves back to fly-by racing. See it there. Everybody double checking what they need to do. They want to see the long green flag run. They know they have it in them. But can they make it worth their weight? Here we go. 27 and 30 to the Geico Restart Zone. Green flag back out in the air. 30 got a really good jump on the number 27. He's only going to get about a truck length ahead. But is the 27, like I said, going to be able to keep the lead for the whole entire lap? I say no, because here comes the number 30 machine down to the inside. And as this battle is occurring, there's even a bigger battle towards the back. They were 4 wide. Therefore, a quick moment, shoveled it back down to 2 wide. Side by side into 3. 27 putting up one hell of a fight on that outside, but it's going to be the number 30. Going to be able to get clear. Move the 30, Seth Heyman, to the front. But don't look now, the 12, PristineAuction.com, Ford F-150. Coming up here to join the battle. Down to the inside of the number 30 machine. Going to try to make something work. He's going to be able to get around Aaron Stanton. Shane Haar. All the way down to the white line to get on around CJ Papa. Move that number 7 machine back up to P number 4. Looking to go for P number 3. Top 5 under a blanket. Throw it over him. Shake him a little bit and see who comes out on top. So far, it is the number 30. But don't look now, the number 12 on his outside. Looking to take the high, wide, and handsome way all the way around. Going to try to get clear. They're going to be 3 wide off turns number 22. Oh, Shane Haar gets loose. Shane Haar around. Beautiful save, actually, by the number 7. Not going to lose a lot of speed, but look at Colton Ward. Showing him how the Harvick line works. He's going to get a 2-4-1 off turns number 3 and 4. Aaron Stanton now has a mirror full of the number 7. As we're going to go ahead and ride on board with Shane Haar. That is all you see out of his front windshield is just a back bumper full of Aaron Stanton. I'm going to ship it on down to the inside. Try to make some quick and easy work of this number 27. Not able to do so. They are 3 wide for P number 2. The 30, Seth Heyman making that 30 as wide as he can. Blocking all 3 lanes. From the top to the bottom to the middle. It is the number 30. Seth Heyman holding on to the race lead. Colton Ward started on pole, dropped all the way back. It has now found his way back at the front. Here comes Connor Leach. The 30, Seth Heyman, blocking the inside. Says, hey, I want to keep leading this thing. I don't want you to go anywhere. CJ Papa, bottom all the way up to the top. He's going to be a little bit loose. You can see it there. Back in, kicking out. 3 wide. CJ Papa on the outside. Aaron Stanton in the middle. Another 3 wide with Colton Ward. Here comes Connor Leach. Here comes Shane Haar. All within a tenth of each other. Beautiful racing for the race leader in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Shane Haar, give it a push to Connor Leach, the lonely Canadian. Here we go. Making it work, Connor Leach slides all the way up to the top. The 30's loose. A slide that started in turn 1 and ended on the backstretch puts him from first to fifth. New race leader, Aaron Stanton. I don't want to take my eyes away from this, but somebody spun down into pit lane. That would be the number 01 of Jamie DeVoe. Top 7 still. Top 8, actually. All within a blanket of each other. Tyler Stevenson following along with the number 7. Seth Heyman gonna have to get his mind back right and get himself back up here for the race lead. But it's going to be the Lonely Canadian in Colton Ward on the outside. Carter Leach going to go from the top to the middle. And Aaron Stanton read that all the way through. He's going to go all the way low, but here comes Carter Leach. He's loose. 3 wide. Back down to 2. Carter Leach getting a little bit loose. That killed his momentum. We're going to go ahead and pop back on out. As you see it there. Zeb Johnson a little bit loose as well. Aaron Stanton not going all the way down like Connor Leach anticipated. Colton Ward getting involved in something. He's going to lose a lot of positions on the racetrack. Going to move the number 51 up to 5th. But Aaron Stanton going to be the race leader here momentarily as Connor Leach looking for the race lead. And he's got it. So Connor Leach all the way from 6th to 1st. CJ Papa into the outside wall. It is all the 71 now. As a lead change has happened, I don't know, probably 9 times in the span of, say, like 20 laps. We are nearing the halfway point here. Some of the drivers getting loose out of the corner, tap of the wall. It's going to be the number 27. Put that number 27 machine in the outside wall. Almost got into Shane Haar. But able to keep it off of him and the wall. As Connor Leach catching up to lap traffic of the number 84 and the number 42. Oh, the 51 hard in the outside wall. 5, excuse me. He's going to lose 2 positions. As he's going to drop all the way back down to 4th. One more lap and we've been halfway here at Michigan. Colton Ward putting himself back up here, trying to get something to go. Trying to get back up to that P1 position. But now it comes down to how hard do you want to push. And with all those early cautions, now it kind of takes out the fuel strategy on when you want to pit. So obviously there's going to be another pit stop here tonight. But I think until that happens, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of You Love to Hear It, where we turn our mics off, turn the volumes up of these beautiful trucks around this 2-mile race course. Give you guys a little bit of You Love to Hear It. We'll be right back. Caution flag back out on the racetrack. Gonna go ahead and see what happens. Here, not sure what happened. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Here's the caution. Glidewell. Up to the outside wall. Hard to the outside wall. Came back down across the track, almost taking out fellow competitors. But able to make it back down and get out of everybody's way. A beautiful long green flag run there to Aaron Glidewell. I don't even think his name is Aaron. I don't know why. Gordon. Sorry. Gordon Glidewell had some issues there, getting a little bit loose, then obviously getting into the outside wall, then came back through. Going to have a guest up here in the broadcast booth. That's going to be the race control. Eliza Fisher up here in the race control booth. He's going to hop on board into the broadcast booth with yours truly, Dilbo McBaggins, to give us another look at what else is going on. But so far, you got Aaron Stanton in the race lead. So far, we've seen a green flag pit stop. And in that, you love to hear it. I was watching it. I was on board. I think with maybe the 5. And you could just tell fresh tires mean everything. Aaron Stanton passed the top 6 like everyone was standing still. Like there was nothing different. Just tires definitely going to make a big difference. Here's tonight, Pace Truck. Going to go down into pit lane. The 27 and the 5 going to do battle here on the restart. Got to get that truck back up to the correct gear for the number 5. Green flag is back on out. The 27 going to get a big jump onto the field. The 5 going to be able to get clear of the number 30. He's going to drop down in front of the 30 for the time being. But here comes Zeb Johnson on that outside. Going to look in too wide into turns number 1 and 2. Side by side for P number 2. Aaron Stanton's loving it. Being the race leader, he wants to see second place battle as much as they possibly can. And that's what they're doing, is all over the back bumper of the number 27 machine, but not able to get by him as the 5 looking down to the inside. Side by side for the race lead. Who's it going to be at the line? Looks like the 5 is going to be able to get the race lead and lead that lap over the number 27. That is one of the bad parts about starting P number 1 and getting a little bit of a jump. As so far everybody looking to make it 3 wide down to the inside. The 30. Try to make it work. He does. 3 wide again. For P number 2, Zeb Johnson. Top lane to the middle. All the way through. Is looking here. Still 2 wide. Maybe 3 if the 30 can get there. No, they're going to be stuck 2 wide. As it sits now, everybody still looking to go the distance. But in the broadcast booth with me, I have the one, the only, Elijah Fisher, stepping away from race control as of right now since they are Green Flag Racing. He's going to step into the broadcast booth, kind of get his feet wet with the CRN crew. Elijah, how's it going, buddy? Well, you know, this race is keeping me awake. I brought all the energy tonight. I got the Faygo cream soda. I got the Faygo red pop. I got some monsters. I got everything going on up here in the broadcast booth. You got me bouncing off walls damn near. But still, great, fun-packed, spicy racing all the way through this 2-mile racetrack. Yeah, I don't do nothing diet over here, buddy. It's Mountain Dew or no dew. You know what I'm saying? But wrecking in the middle of the pack, but we stay green as of right now, and there we go. Caution flag is out. Believe for the 4th or 5th time, Dakota Dennis. Like I said earlier in the race, that OnlyFans paycheck better be helping him out as the number 19. I gotta go ahead and get a good little look at this. Looks like Dakota on that outside. CJ Papa down on the inside. He's got the number 96 down there as well. See what happens to the number 19. Oh, CJ Papa getting up. Kind of door checking the number 19. 19 comes back down into the 13. 13's going up. Praise to Jesus. Going to hold the wheel. Right or left side tires come up off the ground. 19 hard of the outside wall. Shane Haar going to be able to get around that and miss it. And like I said, hopefully that OnlyFans check comes in the mail so he can get those damages repaired. And ooh, hard hit for the number 35 of David, or what's his name? Anderline. Derek Anderline getting involved as well. As ooh. Oh, absolutely. You better be selling those feet pics, doing whatever you need to be doing. As I didn't really see. I think, how many tire sets do these drivers get tonight? Wasn't it 3? Or was it? So 4 essentially. Yeah, looking at. Yeah, 3. Yeah, so 4 sets of tires clearly, 1 and 3 to change, one that you start out on. I have a feeling that a lot of these drivers played the long game, and they have at least one set left. That's just my prediction. But, you know, anything can change, obviously, with the amount of cautions that could potentially come back up and, I guess, hinder the way that this race could be. Obviously, if there's a caution with 5 to go, do you take the chance of pitting, taking those tires to have the freshest set than everybody else? But is track position going to mean more than a set of tires? Yeah. I mean, if there's 5 or 6 laps to go, I'm going down pit lane if I have the set. If I don't have the set, obviously I've made my bed. I got to lie in it. But if I have that extra set of tire and there's 5, 6 laps left, I'm definitely going in there, and I'm going a high, wide, and handsome around every single corner. I'm going where other cars are not. Dirty air is going to be a big factor. Michigan is a big track. You can fit 5, 6 wide almost here at Michigan. Obviously, the turns are going to be a little bit more narrower than the front straight and the back stretch, but it can be done. I know I've done a couple league races where I've had it to where I was P number 6 and I made it 4 wide everywhere to try to make myself get the race win, but you got to do it strategically. You can't just go out there like an asshole and make your car fit in a space that is not there. Patience is going to be the name of the game here. Yep, go ahead. Well, you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, but now it's going to be the 27 and the number 71 going to be side by side for the restart. 19 laps to go. Green flag back on out here. 27 going to get a nice little jump on the number 71, and this is what I'm talking about. You get a little bit too much of a jump. The guy in second, third, fourth, they already have the draft. So they're going to have a little bit more momentum than the actual guy that started this race. And look at that. The 71 on the outside getting the momentum. I don't see the 27 being the race leader by the end of this lap. The 27 going to try to do the undercut down to the inside if he can get clear of Colton Ward. Not going to be able to. He's just going to follow suit. He's going to rip the wall. Going to kind of diamond it down just a little bit. Keep himself from hitting the wall. But here comes Colton Ward down to the inside. So the 27 able to lead this lap. But I've seen it to where the leader starts the race, and by turn number 2, he's already back into P number 2. Yeah, Seth Heyman getting a little bit loose. He's going to go all the way down to the inside. He's going to lose multiple positions, but that's going to allow his teammate, the number 5, 51 on the screen of Tyler Stevenson, to jump on down to the inside, pick up a couple of spots. And this group right here, they were having a little bit of a too much fun on that somewhat long green flag run, as they are 3 wide towards the back, 2 wide, single file. They are everything but spinning here with 15 or 16 laps to go. 18, Colton Ward looking down to the inside of the number 71. Not going to be able to have the run to the outside, as the outside lane has the more momentum and the more truck power on that outside. You can almost do a little bit of a bump draft type style racing here. Obviously, you got to let go of the truck in front of you in going into the corners. In practice, I ran a couple practice laps. You can go full throttle if you need to, But the looseness is going to be there after, I don't know, 10, 15 laps. If you got a car on the outside wall, he's going to be able to bring it off. But the looseness is going to be there. But you also got to think tire management. Obviously, there's 15 laps to go. You're throwing tire management out the window as of right now. If you have those set of tires sitting in the pits and we have a late yellow flag. But the way that these drivers are racing now, they're actually giving more room. They want to see this race go official. They want to see this go all the way to the checkered flag. And that's what we like to see is CJ Papa. Obviously not having a lot of damage there. He's moving himself up to P number 7. It goes 4 wide, 3 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide. Is CJ Papa looking to make it 3 wide yet again? Going into turns number 1 and 2. He is 3 wide, the 12, the 13, the 18. Once again, 3 wide. He's got to get out of the throttle, though. The 27 chops the nose of the number 13 on that 1-3 speed of CJ Papa. But now they're back to 3 wide. CJ trying to do everything he possibly can to get his momentum, side drafting the number 12. Side drafting everywhere he can. I mean, at what point lap? Why? Obviously, you said 5, maybe about 5 laps is sort of the cutoff. But if we have a caution with 10 laps to go, do you see those people with the fresher with new tires going into pit lane? I say yes. They have the laps to counteract everything, but if they keep having cautions, those fresh tires are going to mean nothing. There's going to go through a couple heat cycles, and those tires are essentially going to be dead weight. I had it a couple weeks ago at Martinsville in the truck. I would pit on lap 70 after cautions, and others wouldn't, and it just came to being what they needed to be. And that contact right there, I mean, that could have been a yellow, and that might be a yellow as they maybe keep it going as the 5 of Tyler Stevenson. Oh, he is broke. He's going to try to get that truck down into pit lane. He does. Oh, he barely made it into pit lane. As Tyler Stevenson having a really good run and getting it ended there as the 71 dirt tracking all the way through turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, and seeing how quickly the top 2 kind of separated themselves from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th makes me wonder if the guy in 3rd place, that Aaron Stanton guy, overdrove his tires there towards the beginning of this run. And now you're seeing the side effects of overdriving the truck. And like I said earlier in the beginning of this broadcast, you can go full throttle. But just because you can go full throttle does not mean you have to. Michigan, obviously, it's more of a wide open track. You don't really need a save. But when you're on the tire strats of what we have here in the league, tire saving is going to be crucial. And I think that's what you're seeing here between the 13 and the 71, saving some tires. And then the 27 not really thinking, oh, you know what, tire smires, I don't really need them. You can see the deficit there. They already got almost a second gap over 3rd place. Yeah, these two going at it. CJ Papa going all the way up to the outside wall. Connor Leach, he's got the preferred line going down into the lane, or into the bottom lane. He's got the nice arc. CJ Papa protecting the outside lane. A little bit of a dirt track there. He is strong on that outside, but how much do you want to stay on that outside before you got to try to make something move onto that number 71? He's going to look to go to the outside once again, build up a little bit of momentum, but not going to be able to enough. Yeah, they finally figured it out, got single file, and going to try to follow each other to get up here towards the race lead. CJ Papa's all over that back bumper of the Toyota Tundra. 6 laps to go. You can see the difference going into turns number 3 and 4. Third place, back up to the back bumper of CJ Papa. CJ Papa sitting P number 2. All over the back bumper. Almost looks like they're going to get together. Connor Leach going to take it all the way up to the wall. Not sure if he had a little bit of an aero looseness from that number, from CJ Papa being right up on the back bumper. But here comes Aaron Stanton, Colton Ward, and the number 96 of Tyler Henry to make this a 5-car show. Throw another blanket, shake them up, and see who comes out on top. Yeah, you can see it there. The 96 ripping the... He's doing a Harvick. And it's actually working as the 27. Down in a pit lane this time by. I know they can go 25 laps. Their last pit stop was on lap 60. So yeah, they can make this. Connor Leach and Colton Ward will be the closest ones on fuel, as a last pit stop on lap 53. And 25 laps. That's cutting it close, as the 96 all over the back bumper. Tyler Henry trying to go for his first win in that UPS Ford F-150. But you got Colton Ward hunting the back bumper of that number 96. Yeah, you can see it there. Connor Leach trying to break the draft of the number 96. The 96 is like, all right, you know what? You want to try to break the draft? That's fine. I'll just stay right where I'm at. I found that out fairly quickly. The more that they break the draft, the slower that they're going. And the second car in line that's trying to use the first place car's draft is going to catch and pass. We're looking at a pass here going into turns number 1 and 2. For another leader change. The 96 not able to get it done, as here comes Aaron Stanton. Fresh tires is the game. He's going to go ahead and get his lap back. Going to cut all the way across the number 71. Not what a lot of these drivers like seeing. That could have been a really close call. Not going to happen. Final lap this time by. This race is official. Top 3 in a breakaway. The 96 on the bottom, the 71 on the top, and the 18 to follow. Yeah, getting tight and loose, not the way to go. That's going to inherit the lead to the number 96. One more corner from pay dirt for the number 96, Tyler Henry. Sees nothing but the asphalt in the checkered flag. Off of turns number 4. The 96, Tyler Henry, going to be able to get the checkered flag here in Michigan. Second place is going to be Colton Ward. Third is going to be Connor Leach. What a move. What a race. What a finish. Tyler Henry coming from the back to the front and making it work. Not to mention, there's a 3,000 iRating difference between the top three. Impressive, impressive, impressive. So Colton and Connor all both over 4K. Tyler Henry is only a 1,700. A beautiful drive for the number 896. And Tyler, just let you know, you're not supposed to hit the wall when you're doing your victory speech there, buddy. No, yeah, you're not supposed to hit the wall. Is now you got to pay for a little bit of those damages. But man, oh man, what could have been was not. As Colton Ward going to go ahead and T-bone that wall. He's going to come to a complete stop. But while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our third place finisher up here in the booth. That's going to be Connor Leach. Go ahead and find him really quick. Wrong way. There he is. As we are now. Yeah. As we are now joined by our third place finisher of Connor Leach. Connor, this is Dylan Elijah in the booth. Got a copy. All right, Connor. First to mid-pack, mid-pack to first, first to third. What was going through your mind those last couple laps when you started getting a little bit more pressure from the guys coming up behind you, and then obviously the pressure that you felt being behind Aaron Stanton as he was leading the race for the last couple laps? Well, absolutely, but obviously Michigan's already done. Now you can move on to the next race, and yeah, just gotta ask, like, obviously the beginning of the race having all those cautions, did that deter you away from your strategy throughout the rest of that race? Absolutely. Well, Connor, Before I let you get on out of here, if there's anybody on that number 71 machine you'd like to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Been getting into a little chat here with him, and it's a fun time.
Absolutely. Well, I hate to say it, but half that interview wasn't being heard on your side as OBS had a little bit of an update, so obviously my sound settings weren't the greatest for Discord. But either way, Connor Leach, we heard it. Me and Elijah heard it, but
All right.
that's all that matters here tonight. But I happened to look down and seen that nobody could hear you. But congratulations on the P3 here tonight. Can't wait to see what you do next week here in the Midnight Racing League. I'm going to go ahead and let you get back up there. Talk to your
Yeah.
teammate, and then see you guys next week.
All right, man. Thanks for putting on the show.
You as well. All right, that's going to be our third place finisher, Elijah. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our second place finisher. That's going to be Colton Ward. Colton, this is Dylan Elijah in the
Hello.
broadcast booth.
How are we doing tonight? Good old
Good.
P2 finish for you for tonight. You were racing there with Connor Leach pretty hard towards the end, and what happened? Tyler Henry seems to get by you, both of you.
Yeah, I think he had a few lap fresher tires than us. And then at the very end, I guess Connor got tight up high, full throttle in it. And then I had to find my way around him. Just didn't have enough time to get back to first.
Well, you put on a really good effort and a really good show tonight. I think you had a little mistake there towards the end. Script the wall. I think it was out of turn number 2 there. But if it wasn't for that mistake, so to speak, do you think maybe things could have gone a little bit different? How about the track position that was needed there?
Are you talk about the mistake with Papa?
I think it
I think
was.
that's the only thing I had. I mean, it wasn't a mistake. He got tight coming up, but no, I don't think cause I was just like being easy on my tires for that last run, just trying to make good on fuel. I had like a lap left on fuel. I think
So
that caution saved us though.
yeah, managing some of that fuel, the tires, and everything. Um, yeah, you put on a really good race. Absolutely. Anybody you want to go ahead and give a shout out to before we let you head out for the night?
Uh, all the Toy Story characters. How about that?
That works. I think that works. All right, well, it's a P2 finish for you there. Mr. Colton, you have a great rest of your night, and thanks for putting on the show.
Thank you.
All right, waiting to get confirmation from the race winner to join into a chat. There he is. Going to go ahead and grab our race winner. Move him on up here to the broadcast booth, and we are now joined with a race winner, Tyler Henry, in the number 96. Tyler, this Dylan, well, he just left. What the hell are you doing?
Well, we just wanted to talk, right? I might have scared him a little bit. I don't know.
All right, Tyler, listen, you're in the broadcast booth, okay? Get an interview. Can you hear us? Tyler Henry, got a copy.
Well, he's brought the keyboard out. He's typing away, it looks like. Says he can't hear us.
10-4. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let him move on. I think it was in general voice. Okay, well, we'll just put him back there. But that's gonna go ahead and do it for the race here tonight. Michigan up and down 80 laps. Elijah, 80 takeaways from this race here tonight.
Well, I think tonight, I mean, first race of the playoffs, I think, we had a few of our playoff drivers have some issues throughout the race, and a couple of them were caught up in some things. So it's going to be about some recovery for a few of those playoff drivers in the upcoming weeks. I think the second takeaway is there's some drivers every week they seem to be running up front, and what can you do if you've been, I'm not going to say a mid-pack driver, these guys have all had to do something to get into the playoffs, but for a few of them, what do you have to do to try to compete up front and hopefully get your points that are much needed in this playoff format?
Yeah, most definitely. It's next week. Obviously, as the playoffs go around, it's going to be a little bit more tighter. These guys are going to have to take what they have from here and just wipe it off, because obviously, as the playoffs go, the points situation and the wins are going to be much more tighter. You're going to see a lot more aggressiveness from a lot of different drivers. You're going to see a lot more tight knit racing from other drivers. You're going to see a lot of different stuff from a lot of these drivers. Can't wait to see what happens. I know me personally, when I get into a playoff mindset, I am for sure a complete different person. Like, there's no way I'm going to be the same as I was during the regular season. Regular season, you can have all your fun. Obviously, fight for the wins and this and that, but you're definitely going to see a different side of everything, and obviously everybody's going to do what they're going to do to get themselves up there and getting the race win. But like I said, all that stuff that happens in the playoffs is going to get crazier the moment that we get ready to go to championship racing, and I can't wait to see that. That's definitely going to be something fun out here to watch. Obviously, here at Michigan, the cautions in the beginning of the race, if these drivers would have been able to get single file, spread out a little bit, get some race runs in, we would have had a lot better of a race. Obviously, having David Rydell getting taken out on lap number 6, he wasn't very happy with it. Obviously, nobody would be. I mean, you wait all day to do a race, and then kapow, that happens. It's kind of like waiting for an NIS race, getting to lap what a Daytona 500 day, and you're getting taken out. Like, you wait all those hours to get into a race where you feel comfortable at this and that, and then stuff ends up happening like that. But you can't let it hold you. You got to let it shake it off, move on to next week, come back out here with a different mindset and see what you can do. But I mean, that's just my takeaways. That's how I see this playoff format going. I want to thank you hopping up here into the broadcast booth with me here tonight. It's been a pleasure having you in here, and can't wait to do it again next week if you're down for it. Obviously, once the caution comes out, race control duties, you got to do that, which I completely understand. But
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be Darlington too, so
Ooh.
we'll see how much time I can get.
Well, all I know is they better have throwback schemes, because myself, okay, I need all the throwback schemes sent to me in DMs on Discord, and I'm going to put them on the CRN Facebook page, and the people of CRN are going to vote for their favorite scheme. And there might be a little prize involved. I'm not going to say what, but there's
Like surprises.
there's going to be a little prize involved for the best looking throwback. So everybody that is in the MRL, there's going to be a little bit of a prize, as I'll be donating the prize. But there will be a prize from the CRN broadcast. I myself will be throwing it together. So if you have a throwback scheme and you want to show it off and you want to get the recognition, send it to me on Discord, send it to me on Facebook. I will gladly put it on the Facebook page, tag you in it, and get your people to like your photo. The one with the most likes an hour before the session starts will be deemed the winner, and I'll be able to pull you back up here in the broadcast booth and get you talking about it. But Darlington, throwback week, definitely got to have a beautiful scheme on those trucks. But that's going to do it for myself up here on the broadcast booth. Thank you again, Elijah, for coming on down here.
Absolutely. Thank you
Yeah.
everybody for watching. Obviously, can't do it without the fans.
Yeah, before we get on out of here, going to go ahead and run down the final finishing order here tonight. It's going to be Tyler Henry with the race win, Colton Ward in P number 2, Connor Leach running out your top 3, CJ Papa in P number 4, Zeb Johnson running out your top 5, Mark Cochran in 6th, Trevor Harmson in 7th, Seth Heyman in 8th, 9th is going to be Devin Hernandez, 10th is going to be Shane Har, 11th Frank Chavez, Reginald Harris in 12th, Nicholas Bass in 13th, Jeremy Rafazin in 14th, Aaron Stanton in 15th, 16th is going to be Garrett Barber, 17th is going to be Kevin Winker, 18th will be Rick DeWeese, 19th will be Justin Malakar, 20th is going to be Jamie DeVoe, 21st Tyler Stevenson, 22nd, Dakota Dennis. 23rd, Derek Enderline. 24th is going to be Gordon Glidewell. And running out your 25 car field is going to be David Rydell. That's going to do it for myself up here on the broadcast booth and Elijah up here as well. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.